in the patch. So the first major change is Dissonance, which is a new kind of challenge type game mode where you can get boosts. So this is unlocked in tier 4 at wave 90, and this gives you an option to do a dissonant run. And this is sort of the new like milestone type things for this update, since a lot of the top players have already completed tier 21 wave 4500. So for these dissonant runs, you get to pick one category to disable, either attack, defense, utility, or ultimate weapons. And your goal is to get as far as you can.
As far as you can, gentlemen, as far as you can.
So for example, if I disable the utility and I go into the run, you'll
Whoa,
see that
look at his
everything is
orbs.
disabled in the utility
He's
tab.
not
I'm
allowed
even
orbs
earning
like
cash
that.
at all
Why
from
is his
enemies,
orbs so
everything is
big?
completely disabled. So of course you're missing a lot of things from each category, and it makes the runs a lot harder compared to normal runs. And depending on how far you get a boost to a certain stat, depending on which category you're disabled. So the boosts you get are the same as what modules boost. So for example,
Taylor,
the
what's
attack
good?
category would be the same as cannon
Bro,
module,
they
which
gotta
gives you
nerf it.
tower damage. Defense is the same as an armor module, which gives you health. Utility is the same as a generator module, which gives you coins. And ultimate
Ooh.
weapons are the same as a core module, which will give you ultimate weapon damage.
Let's
So
go,
the
Greeny
maximum
for the
boost you can
win.
get is 5 times, which happens at wave 5000. So you only need to be able to get to 5000 with the category disabled to get the max bonus for that category. And doing a tier only gives you the bonus for that tier. So for example, I already did around 2000 waves for the utility on tier 1, but that full bonus doesn't apply to other tiers. But you can apply part of the bonus from the new labs that we got. There are 4 new labs for each category called Dissonant Echo. So there's one for attack, defense, utility, and ultimate weapons.
Not gonna lie, I
They
haven't
will
even
apply
looked at it,
a
eh?
portion of a tier's bonus to other tiers. So for example, I have 5% Dissonant Echo on the utility, and I already have a little bit done on tier 1, 1.84 times. It will apply 5% of this bonus to all other tiers. As you can
Buzzy.
see, I have 1.04 times more coins on every tier from the tier 1 run that I did. So without the Echo Lab, the maximum boost is around 5 times for a tier. But if you do all other tiers, I think it's closer to around what I've heard is 13 times maybe, if you have the labs
Whoa.
maxed and have done all the other tiers.
And the
These are a
S is
very
a-
large boost to just stats in general. These Echo Labs also do apply to tournaments, which is very strong. So I think these labs are very important to have.
Shit, it's
So yeah,
a
there's a lot
arms
of work to be
race.
done for these dissonant runs. You'll have to run each tier 4 times, assuming you can get to wave 5000.
So we
on the
want
first try
what?
for each category,
Utility for
which is a lot
econ
of
and
work,
ultimate
but
weapon
the boost
damage.
you get is really good. I think it's definitely worth it. I also forgot to mention that the Dissonant Echo Labs are unlocked in tier 17 at wave 60. And in this little menu, there's also an option if you click this to only show either the boost or the echo, or both, which is pretty useful. The next major thing in the update is a bot update. So we have multiple new things here. The first one I'll talk about is Bot, which is a new bot.
Bot
So
bot?
this bot increases the effects of other bots within the radius.
Who's Uncle
I'm not
Bot
exactly
Bot?
sure which effects it boosts. I'm pretty sure it boosts probably the bonus for Amplify Bot and the bonus for Gold Bot. I'm not exactly sure what it boosts for Thunder Bot. Flame Bot might be the damage. So this can be really useful, since you can get into the same uptime as Golden Bot and Amplify Bot. I have maxed it with medals here, as you can see. Then there's also 2 new labs for it. The Bot cooldown, I already maxed this one. And then there's also Bot duration. These are the same amounts as Golden Bot and Amplify Bot. So you can get it to the exact same uptime. And this is nice, but it may seem inconsistent since bots don't travel together. But that
Oh,
issue
the
is
Bot
solved
Bot.
with one of
The Bot
other
Bot
new
boys.
things added here, which is the synchronicity. So this is unlocked after getting all 5 Bot Plus upgrades, which I'll talk about. So you can unlock this. You start with 2 slots. And what it does is that it makes the bots that are selected follow the exact same path. So it is 1500 to unlock extra slots. I personally don't want these last
So you
2.
still have
I
to
don't think
sync
they're
it, eh?
necessary, but I think syncing up the Bot, Amplify Bot, and Golden Bot are all really good. So as you can see here, all 3 of the bots are perfectly synced together, and they're all overlapping, which makes Bot really useful, since it will always boost whatever bots are synced with it.
Makes
I think
sense.
this upgrade is really useful, especially for farming. And the
Hell
Amplify Bot
yeah.
will be nice for farming as well, of course. They also changed it so that bots move while they're active, which is really nice.
Yeah,
it makes
they do.
bots a lot more consistent. And the last new thing in the bot area is the Bot Plus upgrades. So each bot has a Bot Plus upgrade, which is unlocked with stones. They are one
Oh,
time
yeah, unlock it with
unlocked. They
stones
cost
and then keep upgrading with
1,250
medals?
stones. First for Flamebot, we have Wildfire. And this essentially does the same thing as
Ooh.
the Singularity Harness boost for Flamebot, which is boosting
Durs,
the
what's
damage
good?
enemies take. It is not a permanent effect, it only lasts for a certain amount of time. The duration of it depends on what level your Flamebot damage is, so they're actually trying to add some use to the Flamebot damage. Upgrading the Wildfire itself will increase the damage boost.
Hell
For Thunderbot,
yeah.
we have Titan Shock, and this decreases
What's
the
that?
enemy attack speed by a certain percentage, depending on the level, and that is multiplied by the number of digits in the enemy's mass. So I'm unsure if this works on Overcharge, we will have to find out, since the other things don't work on Overcharge like Nuke Mastery and Slow Aura Mastery, but we'll have to find out. It would be very useful since Overcharge have high mass. For Golden Bot, it is bonus cells. You get a cell boost. This is a pretty simple one. You just get more cells to enemies that are killed in the Golden Bot range.
Makes sense.
And Amplifying Bot is Echoing
Free
Shot.
cells.
So this essentially gives you a lot more tower projectiles, which I think is really strong. Since even with just the unlock, you get already like
Tower
3
bullets
times
within the
amount of
range count
projectiles.
as 3
And ultimate
bullets.
weapon projectiles are also boosted by
Whoa.
1/3. So this is talking
Chain
about
lightning
like
for the
smart missile
win.
quantity, chain lightning quantity, I assume. Anything with a quantity stat, pretty much, I would say. And
I'm
lastly,
really
for
enjoying
Bot
that
Bot, we have
update. How about
maximum
you,
power.
bro?
And
Yokes,
this just
bro.
boosts the
Econ
bot
double.
possibilities of the other bots by a certain amount. So it would multiply the cell amount I get by 1.7. Same with the attack speed and the wildfire damage. And as you can see, all of these cost medals after you unlock them with stones. So
Makes
there's a lot of
sense.
new medal sinks.
That's pretty good that they
I
went with
currently
that
have
and not just
around
like full-on
147,000
stones, bro.
medals. Just if you want to see what that can get you.
Means
if you
everybody
go
has
in
to buy the
farming,
event
I can
passes,
max Golden Bot
means
and Bot
more
Bot and
income
have
for
a
the
solid
company.
amp bot.
Makes
It's also a
sense.
little bit of flame bot investment. So I really like these bot changes. I think they make bots a lot more consistent and they're a lot easier to use. And it just buffs bots in general. I really like the changes and additions with the bots. Next up, we have a new mechanic, kind of
There's
similar
more?
to battle conditions. It is called Overheat. So it is kind of like a separate set of battle conditions, and they're pretty much used to try to shorten runs. They will appear in tournaments and regular tiers. The menu will pop up after wave 4500 in every tier, and it will show you what the overheat is. For example, in tier 1, at wave 15,000, enemy health and attack level skip chances are reduced. This is kind of similar to the tournament condition. I assume they get harder at higher tiers. So in tier 21, that starts at wave 10,000, and it quickly
Wow.
reduces your enemy health and attack skips. Right
Just say
wave
tier
10,000
21's
hits,
10,000.
reducing by
Where the
0.8
hell's
every
farming the
wave,
10,000?
which is a lot. And then they also moved the more bosses battle condition to the overheat section. In tournaments, there's a lot more overheats. So
Oh,
like I
shit,
said, the more
didn't even
bosses
know
is
that.
moved here. And then the skip decay and skip reduction multiply. And there are also some new ones. So we have damage and health decay. These start at wave 1500 in Legends. And for the damage decay, it reduces your tower damage by 28 levels every 10 waves. And it
What?
reduces your tower health by 40 levels every 10 waves.
Reduce your
That
tower
levels is
damage.
referring to the
What?
upgrades in your
That's
workshop.
blasphemy.
So this will be reduced by 28 every 10 waves.
How dare
once
they?
It actually kicks in. And eventually you will
Oh,
get
every
to
10
level
waves?
0 on both of these.
What?
Probably would die a lot earlier than that. But these conditions are
What?
just meant to shorten tournaments. There's a few other ones. There's also more elites.
I mean,
which
it's definitely
spawns an extra
shortened
elite every
tournaments,
5
but-
waves after wave 2000. And then more fleets, which spawns an extra fleet every 100 waves after wave 1000. So pretty much the same thing, just trying to make tournaments shorter, keep them short, just trying to prove for the future so the runs
Excel
don't take
Daily,
too long
what's
with
good?
all of the boosts that we've gotten. Another change that they will be making
There's
that
more?
they haven't yet is an expanded event store. So there will be a new relic section.
Yeah, that's right.
starting
The new
on
relic
April 14th.
section.
And you will be able to buy past relics for gems. It will change every week, and there will be 4 new relics.
So we're gonna
every
have to
week,
save
2
up
rare
some
and 2
gems.
epic. The rare relics will cost
2
600
rares
gems each,
and
the
2
epics will
epics.
cost 1,200. So if you are missing a lot of relics, I would definitely save.
Bro,
more
that's a lot of
so you
gems,
can
bro.
buy those,
How the
since
hell are
there
we
will
gonna
be a
get
lot of good
modules?
boosts to get there? So those are all the major changes. I'll also go over a few of the smaller ones.
These
They did add a
smaller
few
ones?
levels to golden and amplify bot range.
Ah,
I
shit,
assume
did
they
they?
did that for bot's range, since any extra
Hold on,
range
let's have a
would
look.
pretty much be useless when you have the
Let's have a look.
synchronicity. So there are a few new levels here. And they also improved the in-run stats and added a few new things. Highest coins per minute. This one will be pretty nice to see. Also largest wave skip and most coins and cells from wave skips. Largest golden combo, largest smart missile stack, most coins from golden combo.
Hold on, it's
and
going
largest
too
inner
fast,
landmine
Greenie.
charge. So those are pretty cool. I think a lot of those are fairly useless.
Oh
but
my
they're
god,
just
they did.
interesting to
Look,
see.
we can get a
And they also
bigger
split
gold
up a few
bot.
of the categories. So here's damage, which are just damage from things.
So do I
Put
respec?
damage taken into
Pump
own
up the
category
range?
and bonus health gained. Also,
Bro, we're
health
gonna have the
regenerated,
biggest gold
and then
bot in New
damage
Zealand.
bonds from damage reductions and stuff like that. Then they also have utility in its own category now. And counts. There's also a new
Oh yeah, I
stat
did
here,
see
hits
this
absorbed
part
by
today.
energy
I
shield.
was like
think
trying to
that's
find the
really
death
interesting. I
defy,
think
and I
it's
was
very
like, where the
useful.
hell is it?
And then it shows you how many enemies are hit by all of these sources of
Yes,
damage.
good.
And there's a category that shows you how many enemies were killed with each of these effects active.
Good.
And you still have the total enemies category.
Makes
Coins
sense.
Has been moved down here.
Let's
it still does
go.
show like coins and coins per hour.
It
in
does
the battle
cells
report
per hour
here, so
too,
It's
eh?
not like you have to scroll all the way down. Also shows you your cells per hour now. They also put cash in its own category, and then shows you a lot of other currencies, like gems and ad gems, which are new. And lastly, it shows you what enemies were destroyed by. So this is definitely a lot better than what we had. This is a lot more.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So I think these
I respect mine
really
already
nice.
to get max range. I need to do the same.
To figure out where stuff
I
is,
blow all my
but
gems
once you
from
figure it
Tawny.
out, it will be a lot better
Like
than it
an
was before.
idiot.
They also added an option to turn off the golden tower visual.
Does
so if
it?
you do turn that off, it looks like you have to end a run and go into another run for it to update.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it changes mid-run.
Makes
but that
sense.
is still nice that that's an option. And that's pretty much it for the major changes. There is a few other small changes, but I'm not going to go over all of them. A few of the main ones are Overcharge no longer ignore wall invincibility, so that's a nice change. There's also a few
No
UI
longer
improvements, and then a few
ignore
other little
wall
changes and bug
invincibility.
fixes. They have also said that there will be another build in a few weeks that they're working
Another
on, so I'm
build?
not sure what we'll get in that, but likely more bug fixes and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Makes
I think This
sense.
is a really cool update. There's a lot of new additions and a lot of things to do. So if you have any other questions about the update or anything else, you can leave those in the comments. And
Let's
yeah,
go.
see ya.
Let's go, Greenie. Greenie the man. Let's go, boys. How good. How good. Oops, sorry. Better turn the volume down. Alright, what are we doing? So, doing a disco run. Not super overthinking it. What I did do is I did one earlier on tier 16. I basically doubled my coins. I pretty much got a 2x multiplier. I did a quick little stint. Definitely mucked some stuff up. Didn't bother respecing all that other sort of jazz. Just kind of getting a feel of what to do. But you guys seen it from Mr. Greenie, fam. Bro, there's... shit starts applying to Tawnies. So it kind of makes sense that with the amount of econ jump that you can get in your farming tier or a tier below or a tier above, whatever, it makes sense that player power is definitely something that we should all be chasing. Because super yoked, bro. Super yoked. And I think it's going to help a lot of people get into masteries and be able to afford the masteries, like especially around their tier 10, 11, 12 window. And then they'll be able to get masteries and then they'll be able to free themselves up, etc. And then I think what will basically happen is you'll get to the point where you'll get your disco levels to a good place on a farming tier. And then I'm thinking after that, you kind of like more or less, depending on the multipliers that you have, like you'll pretty much build up the next tier, get all the stats that you need, and then make the move to the next tier. That kind of makes the most sense. Just farm whatever tier gives you the highest multiplier. And then somehow we got to do the disco runs on the other stuff. Man, I tried an EHP stint. Bro, I was absolutely struggling, eh? I was like, why don't I know how to EHP? Why is this so hard? And I mean, look, I could respec and I could do all of that. And, you know, over the course of the next coming weeks, I think that's stuff that I'll look into doing and this and that. But what I was interested in, because I think I got to about wave 2000 and something on tier 16. I was actually interested in, would it be more viable to farm tier 15 with the higher disco on it? I think I might be able to get better stats, like as far as pumping up the ultimate weapon damage, all that other stuff. I mean, it almost like, let's look at these labs. Let's look at the labs. How do we find it? Oh, I have a big new button on it, eh? Where is it? Where are ya? Talk to me. Talk to me. Where the fuck is it? Battle conditions? No. Assist mod? Am I tripping? Enemies. Bro, I'm full blown tripping, bro. Here they are. What the hell? So it's under the main research tab. defense utility. I think this is one that we're going to have to save. And I mean, I'm wondering if it's worth just boosting through all the tiers just through intro sprint and just plucking away at that. I reckon this is going to get expensive real fast. That's probably why, you know, well, not probably, it's not purely for that. Typically any update there's a coin sink and then a way to get more econ, but bro, I did not expect the jump in econ. I literally, bro, I was waking up since 4 o'clock in the morning, bro, checking for the update. No shit. And then I forgot to refresh the page, so I actually had it the whole time. One thing that actually killed me when I was doing my tier 16 run was the vampires, because I can't get a package. So how the hell do we solve that, guys? What do we do about that? Why is it not healing? Does it just not heal? Do I need more regen? Is that the secret? Because this regen covers this, eh? So this is the problem that I had. I was just getting drilled down by what are those triangles called? Vampires. And that ruined my run. So I only did a quick one, went toilet, intro sprinted it, let it run out, let it die, start my farming, go to work, go make some money. And then I just, while I was at work today, I was just sitting there thinking about how the run went, what I seen while it was running, and then how I could do things better. Like, I definitely made mistakes. Like, I don't have like any sort of build or anything. I think everybody's still figuring that stuff out, but you know, that's a perfect example. The vampires causing me a bloody headache. What I do need to do, I need to get my regen up. So I think before I do a tier 16 run, I should probably pump up my regen, and then that should help this thing clock up. I changed some perks around and stuff to get regen, just to try to pump it up. But we're earning no cash. So I feel like the utility one's actually easy. I tried some of the other ones and I was like, and you just forget about some of the stats. And you're just like, ah, shit, that's right. This and that, this and that. Intro sprint mastery is a must now, 100%. With the soundboard worthy. Hard out, bro. Vamps are a menace, yep. You'll get better farming if you go 1 tier lower, higher multiplier. I love you all, Clouded, bro. Alpaca, I love you too, man. I love you too. I love you more than my kids. Let's go, lads. Let's go. Yeah, so I don't really know what to do about the vampires, apart from just having better regen. It's been so long since vampires were a problem. But yeah, to me it makes sense just trying to clock up a tier or 2 down and just seeing how I go. And just trying to figure out which is my new farming tier. Because we were kind of pushing the needle in tier 16. But look at the jump, guys. This is me just like testing heaps of workshop things. Like, look at the jump. 3Q, 2.95. I think I cancelled this run. Or something happened. Can't even remember. Yeah, I think I cancelled it. But what a jump. Basically doubled. Doubled for nothing. Literally just put it on. Like an intro sprint. And just thought, at least on the farming day today, let's just try and get a young coin multiplier for us. Every now and then, look over at how things are progressing. Do a quick analysis and see what we can do. So this is probably like the second iteration of things. I think the next thing we got to solve is what we're going to do about vampires. And again, this is without respecking. It's just you know, I don't want to waste gems doing something and then end up mucking it up. Especially now we're going to have to save all our gems. But those vampires are annoying, bro. Damage and ultimate weapon dissonance are brutal. Oh, bro, I gave them a try. I did. And, like, I was getting wrecked. Like, test 16. Look at this, getting wrecked, bro. Doing different ones. And I was like, oh, shit, okay, we're going to have to be a little bit more strategic. Maybe that's something that when I come up with an idea or somebody shares a good idea, we respec for that. But we should get a good enough econ that, well, here's my kind of thoughts. If I get a good enough econ, I can pump up my workshop enough that I can just switch in between by just changing, you know, EHP or full damage or hybrid, just by adjusting some cards or something like that. That's kind of where my brain's leaning. That we just get a good enough econ jump that we just invest in everything. Because I think that's kind of where I feel like that's the goal of the devs. The goal is to get people to invest across the board rather than specialize too much, and that's so that they can squeeze out the most out of their player power. Went down to tier 17 from tier 18, more multiplier, and my cells don't suffer too much. Let's go, bro. How much are you pulling in a day, Boone? I'm going to try a classic EHP run with wormhole redirector to counter the vamps. I didn't even think about that. But I think that might be the go. I did actually put like a bit of coin from today into EHP enhancements, but I think I need to do it more properly. I'm not sure what sort of run to do with our ultimate weapons, because bro, that is nuts, bro. And bullet glass cannon is rubbish. Like, it might be good for some people, but it is not good for me. Alright, what's our regen at? So, like, this isn't healing nothing. Look at that, 345 mil. What's that doing? So, that's what I have to work on, because this is what killed my run earlier today for tier 16. These bloody vamps. Who had ever thought I went from 162 Q an hour to 670. Wow. Tier 16 has higher coin multiplier for me, but the sales drop is unacceptable. Running no health will boost your HP, so you're able to run no damage and vice versa. Damn, I bet everybody's fizzing out, eh? Like, when I first read it, I was like, okay, so it's some sort of milestone challenge. But when I seen the bonuses, fam, wow. I was like, bro, we're not allowed to do this. This is haram. Why don't you have lifesteal? Do I not have it? Ah. Okay. Like that. Haha! We're alive! Is that the secret? Was that the secret the whole time? Get some bloody lifesteal. Was that the secret the whole time? Did you just solve it for me? Or is, okay. What I'm gonna have to... I'll go box that. So that's one thing that's gonna help. Bro, crack up. Didn't even think about that. It's been that long since I've thought about this sort of stuff. Which is cool. Get everybody thinking, get everybody switching things up, get everybody having a play. Everybody having a nudge. Just give it a nudge, boys. Give it a nudge. Lifesteal counter the vamps. The 0.1... 0.1% lifesteal strat. That's where it's at, boys. We're taking over. We're taking over. It's the new meta. Do you know what else is the new meta? because of project funding. And just to squeeze out some more boost. Starting cash! Ha! Just to try to get something. But then you get no interest as well, which is a pain. I mean, there's so many things that, yeah, there's so many things to look at, contemplate, work on. Definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing now. I mean, do I even try a lower tier? Am I supposed to go back to farming tier 14? Is this how crazy this is? Bro, and we'll just shred tier 14 to pieces, eh? Just make light work out of it. Probably end up hitting the heat condition in it. What's this one, 11,000? So it's all in the lifesteal, guys. Lifesteal's where it's at. If you're not stealing life, then you're living under a rock. Oh, what an update. Bro, not gonna lie, bro. It absolutely ruined my sleep, eh? I was like full on fizzing out. I woke up at about 4 o'clock. And I rolled over. Turned on my cloud phone. Checked the page for the Play Store. Didn't say it, update. Woke up again, 4:30. Quarter to 5, 5. And then I was like, checked it and I was like, what about I just refresh it? Bro, refreshed it. And it was on. It was on, boys. I was like, let's go. And then at that time in the morning, and then, you know, still got to get to work. Don't want to get haymakers from the boss. So it's like, oh shit, okay, we'll just slap something together and we'll just get something cooking while we get ready for work. And then I think when I was about to jump into the car, I was like, oh, quickly set up a farming and let's get into work mode. But the whole time I'm at work mode, running around, getting chafe, saving the world, one piece of lamb at a time. My mind was on the tower. And then me and XL Daily, we actually rendezvoused. We did something, I can't remember. Oh, we had a meeting. Yeah, we had a meeting. And then we like went to the balcony. I think I was actually dipping off. I was going to go do an interview. Had someone coming in for an interview and I was like, shit, got to get ready for this interview. And I went to dip off. Hey, where you going? Where you going? Get back here. We need to talk about this update. Right, I was like full on fizzing. My coin multiplier went from like 3.5, 3.6 to like 7k. I was like, holy moly, boys. We're onto something here. We're cooking. We're absolutely cooking. Oh no, is lifesteal the key? Lifesteal's the key. Burn Tower for the win. Why don't you have lifesteal? Because I'm stupid. I tell you what, having no level skips is something, eh? It's something else, man. Like, how do you beat it? Just raw damage or raw health? Percentage-based damage? Oh, all those spoilt brats with percentage-based damage. I think I did the tier 16 one with OA on. Kind of with the rationale of, with no enemy level skips, it's probably going to like, the enemies are probably going to pump up like crazy. So at least if we're doing some percentage on it. Whether that's right or wrong, who cares, boys? Who cares? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, boys. What about BotBot? What a name, eh? BotBot. Bro, in New Zealand, bro, typically speaking, if someone says BotBot, they're like referring to like a pacifier, like a dummy, a pacifier, or like a bottle of milk. It's like what little kids say. My BotBot. The BotBot. It sounds stupid saying it, eh? Do we have to keep calling it? We have to keep calling it that though, eh? Uncle Fudd said. Alright, what's our problem here? Is it the elites? Boss? Boss. Elites boss. And closest? I think staying close to your normal tier and just trying to max out bonuses is where it's at from my early experience. I think that sounds good. MV! Utility disco run? It is, bro. It is. We learnt a few things already. I did my first one this morning before work, half asleep. I learnt a few things. I learnt that vamps were a pain in the ass for me. I should also set up perks. There was probably something that I just wanted to hurry up and get something in before I went to work. And then I also didn't do anything with my perks. So that's a thing too. So just a generic, just set it up properly. Just do it properly. Kind of the name of the game. Hopefully you don't get any more calls from work. I was saving to get Ultimate Weapon Plus for the Econ, but now I'm debating just getting Masteries with how much coins I get. Absolutely, bro. Makes complete sense, man. Absolutely yoked. Player power is going to give you the ability to get a strong Econ. It's definitely something not to be overlooked, is getting a good chunk of player power. And then using your... Because what is it at max? What's utility at max? And then we also got to try to get some ultimate weapon damage. Because what did Greenie say? It applies to taunting? Or is that after you do the lab? Or when does it do what? Or what the where is going on, fam? Stuck at work all day, eh? Just thinking about the tower. Tier 15 was hard without utility. Got to 2700. Wow, 2700. That's a good boost though. Is that 2.5x? Is that 2.5x? Don't drop the rule you created. Big dog, listening from work today. Let's go, John. Are you excited? How excited? How excited, the Disco Warlords! No way. Dude said it's 5x at max for the Econ. Is it 5x at max? Is it 4x at max? I feel like it's... There's no way it's 5x, eh? Uncle Fuds is... He's not gonna let us. Is he gonna let us? Are we allowed? Bro, is it 5x, bro? What the... Oh no, are we going to be back to farming tier 14? Echo applies in tourneys. Echo is the effect based on your lab? Is that right? Got to do all the tiers. Makes sense. They say 14 times coin multiplier if you have 5k on all... Wow. And with the max lab? And the max echo, yep. Makes sense. Bro, people are gonna be... What is going on? People are gonna be spazzed as a... Well, 5x multiplier for coins. So, we have to find the tier that we can get close to that 5x. I got to 3300 on tier 16, no utility, when the patch dropped. I didn't plan ahead. Maybe able to do 5k. Bro, do it, bro. Do it for us. Go do it, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna... I don't know what I'm supposed to do to... How the hell are we gonna get those higher multipliers? Econ is gonna go crazy for everyone. Bro, it's gonna be so good for those labs. Like those enemy labs. Even like the ultimate weapon damage one applies to Spotlight too. So it makes Spotlight such a powerful tool for player power. Sorry if you guys can hear the dogs. The dogs are running around nuts. They're excited for the update too. So Cloudy, how's the stream, bro? Off-White Packer, bro. Good, bro. Good. Absolutely good. It feels like it's Friday. I'm ringing up sick tomorrow. He's ringing up sick. Fuzz wants you blood to play the game. It's too slow for the beginners now. Bro, I tell you what. I tell you what, man. It's gonna help. It's gonna help that early. It's gonna help every part of the game. As long as I think what'll happen though is that the people that are good at theory crafting and how they tackle the tiers and that, they're gonna excel. Because there's, you know, it's not all bloody rocket science, but at the same time, you can't. I don't feel like you can go and smash out all these bonuses and be a meathead. So the good thing is with the community is the community's really good at sharing information and helping each other out. So there'll be plenty of people to help out the spuds in the community. But I'm super excited to see what people come up with. I'm super excited to learn, have fun, bit of a challenge, this and that. And everybody just, it's a win-win. Know about Uncle Bot though. How the hell are we going to get Bot? So do we have to unlock everything to get Bot? Or can you unlock it off the rip? Do we unlock it off the rip? How do we find it? Here? I could just unlock it. But then you can't get the plus until you unlock it all, eh? Okay, so you can unlock it. Oh, you still gotta upgrade it to sync it. Ah, everybody buy your event passes. How much does it say it is on here? I already got it. I'm sure the price went up. Uncle Fudzy. What's he blaming? The war in Iran? Oh, it's the war in Iran, so the pixels are more expensive now. Hey, yo, finally caught you. Wong. What's good, bro? What's good? YouTube doesn't want to give out the notifications. It doesn't like all the cuss words. It doesn't like all the bad things that I say. They keep taking away my ads too, eh? Like, I'm sure they're still playing ads for you guys, but they keep cutting off the revenue. I mean, it's not much, but like, let's say like it goes from $70 and then it clocks up to 80 and then it'll drop to 60 or 70. It's as fast as it comes in from the ads you guys watch or from your premium is as fast as Uncle Fuds takes it. Oh, as fast as who owns Google? Who owns Google? The Rothschilds. It's as fast as Netanyahu takes it away. You guys notice that the bot labs are unlocked even if you never unlock the bot? I did actually see that before. I was like, oh look, we got Flamebot and all these other ones. Bro, this makes intro sprint mastery absolutely goated. Have I lost my wall yet? Am I berserked up? I am. Why is the damage so low? Oh, their health's clocking up. For my poor wee little tower. Alright, so we need lifesteal. What else do we need? Basic regen. What else do we need? Orbs. I'm just taking a bit of a mental list for if I do a respec at some stage, probably on the weekend. I wonder if heaps of people are going to delay their tourneys. Like, do it a little bit later so they can try and squeeze out more power. And then the big guys will, you know, the big guys just go whenever the big guys go. They're allowed. They're allowed. They've been frothing at the mouth at where to spend their medals. Doing my first disco run now for utility. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Yo, you sad for your boy Adesanya? Bad loss. Oh, I did see something. I didn't actually see the fight, but I did see something. I think he's had a few losses now, eh? Like, he's on a bit of a losing streak. You know, he used to... So, where he grew up is a city that's about, I don't know, half an hour away from us. And, like, bro, it's rough there, bro. It's a rough city. So most of the cities in New Zealand, like they're really nice places, this and that. But the ones where there's prisons, when the people get released from prison, so like when they, what do you call it? Like if they get a big lag, their families and stuff will move to be closer to them, and then when they get out of prison, they end up just. Typically speaking, their families are all set up and then they just stay there. So the city where he's from, bro, it is rough as hell. Just shootings on shootings on shootings. And he grew up, I think started as a breakdancer. And then cities like that, everybody fights. So that natural, what do you call it? Natural coordination for dancing and that sort of stuff just kind of transferred over. I used to do breakdancing, bebop, all that sort of stuff, and it just transfers over directly to, you know, people that are coordinated directly into fighting, and then the rest is history. But bro, he would have been smashing heaps of people. Go to all the parties, bro. He'd be knocking everybody out. Because that's just New Zealand, bro. It's kind of what it's like. Like, we see heaps of videos, and I'm sure, like, you know, I'm sure it's not all the norm. But you see heaps of videos of, like, fights, like, overseas, and it's, like, rubbish. You get churned up by a 12-year-old fighting like that. Wondering if I should do all the tiers below too. I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing if you can afford, like, if you're doing the utility one, if you can afford the lab, or whatever one you're doing, if you can afford the labs. Like, if you set up a good farm, like, in my mind, and, like, I don't even know, bro, but in my mind leans to first set up yourself a farming tier, whatever that looks like. Set your farming tier up, and get all set up and equipped, so that'll be like your standard one, and maximize your econ so you can try to put some levels into the lab, and then probably work on polishing up the younger ones. But I think probably the most important thing for a bunch of us, look at that, am I already dying? I think the most important thing for a bunch of us will be setting up our farming tiers and just getting comfortable, feeling at home, finding your happy place. Go find your happy place in a tier where you're gonna farm, and then that's you. I think that probably makes the most sense. And then go and polish up all the other ones. Well, that's kind of where my brain leans. I'm just mad we can only do one dissonance per run. Hard out. If you could do multiple, eh? I wonder what the next update is. Did they just push like this part of the build out just to shut us all up because everybody was being crybabies? They're like, here is it, and everybody's like, oh wow, there's not much of a stone sink. And then they're like, Uncle Fudd says, hold my beer, fam. hold my matcha tea. Watch this. Boom, hits us with a mean ass stone sink. Here's a 95,000 stone sink for yous. Now I think they're smart to gear people towards event passes. I think event passes are more palatable for people in supporting a company and whatever. You know, just like a subscription, just like a battle pass. Everybody's used to this sort of stuff. You know, you can't afford it? Well, stop watching Netflix. Cancel that subscription. Otherwise, get stink bots. It is what it is. It is what it is. But from Nigeria, he knows the struggle. Yeah, I don't think he lived there, though. Oh, I mean, I think he did maybe when he was a little kid. A little kid. And then he came here and he would have just got bullied, bro. Straight up. Like, bro, he would have like, that's probably why he's a good fighter, bro. He would have just got absolutely shredded on every day, bro. They would have just been, the kids would have been throwing rocks at him, stealing his lunch, give him a hiding, steal his shoes. There's only so much of that you can take, like, because nobody looks like that over here, eh? So you just be getting picked on. Like, it's probably different in countries where there's a lot of, like, multicultural sort of stuff. But you come to somewhere like New Zealand, there's not as much. So, like, if you're a foreigner, well, at least that's what it was like. The kids these days are probably a lot nicer, but that's exactly what it was like when I was at school. I remember we got this Indian kid in the class. And, like, every day, bro. Everybody taking his lunch. Oh, these are mean shoes. My shoes now, boy. Oh, is that a new uniform top? My uniform top. Now I think the kids are nicer. He'd be the type of guy to knock to knock a guy at a party and spam anime moves 100%, bro. Start doing backspins. 100%. That's exactly the city that he grew up in, bro. It's rough as hell over there. I remember we went to go move over there when I was about... How old was I? I think we went to move over there and I was about 12. And like, bro, I remember like going over there and I was like, what? Bro, this place is a dump, bro. Like, why the hell would I want to go over there? I think the good thing about over there, though, is, like, all the gangs are segregated. Like, they've carved out sections of their towns. Whereas the city that is closest to us, they used to, once upon a time, like, the gangs used to hold territories. And it was like, that's how it was. And then they bring out this law where, like, the local councils, where, I don't know what people would call it in other countries, but it's kind of like mini governments in each region. It's like the local government brought out a law where they could shut down what we call gang pads. They're like headquarters, because they used to be everywhere, and they'd carve up territories. And then all they have to do is people just have to vote you off the street, and they shut down the gang pad. And then once they did that, it just spread. Everybody spread everywhere. Like, I remember going around to my cousin's house to catch up with him, and he belongs to one. And just in his house alone, like where his house was, like his neighbor belonged to another gang. The other dude across the road was another gang. And like, it's all good. They live there. They learn to just get on with it, even if they're rivals. But it's when their friends turn up. So when all of their homies turn up, and they're all a part of different gangs, that's when stuff goes down. That's when stuff goes down. It's way easier having a job. I'm so glad I just have a job, eh? But look, each to their own, man. Each to their own. You want to go do that sort of stuff? Oh, well. Oh, well. But it's actually going to take ages, eh? I didn't actually think about that. Man, kids these days are different. Won't have a punch-ons and the type of shit from behind the screen. Bro, I'll tell you a funny story about a punch-on and kids. My son come home one day. He was about, I want to say like 8. I feel like it's about 8 or 9. Actually, it might have been older. He might have been about 10. And he come home from school like fully amping, eh? Like, I think I was working night shift at the time. And I think my wife went to go pick him up. And he come home like full on amping. Like, and I was like, how's your day, son? And he was like, wow, it's the craziest day in my life. Why? What happened? What's up? And he's like, oh, I seen these kids fighting. And I was like, oh yeah, how did that go down? And he goes, they found this little spot behind one of the classes and they were fighting over a coin. So they were wagering over, like a dollar coin and having fist fights, and the winner gets the coin. And it was just so foreign, eh? That this 5 and this 6-year-old were having punch-ons over a dollar coin, and it just rolled me like the innocence in my young fella watching these kids go on and have a full-on punch-on. And then they got to high school, and then so in our town there's only one high school. High school's like from age 13 to age 18, I think. You could be 18 and be in high school. And all the primary schools around here, and it's quite a well-known high school for producing like elite level athletes. So heaps of people from across the country, like people will live 7-8 hours away, and they'll ship their kids down to the hostel, to this high school. But you get all of those primary schools across the town. So I think there's about 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 4 primary schools, 1 intermediate. Intermediate is in between the high school and the primary school, your first school. And then once you get them all merged together, I think that's where you get the problems. Typical boys stuff, eh? Boys fight and do silly stuff, it's either, they don't want their ego getting hurt. They don't want someone mana munching them. But I think once they got to high school, then you're just seeing everybody letting it rip like it's a Beyblade tournament. Just punch-ons on punch-ons. I think that's pretty common for that age, though, eh? It don't matter like where you go in the world. You're gonna see guys in that age group and girls, all just fighting. Because you're at high school, somebody say something to you. You guys know what it was like to be that age. I have I called that town home when I first camped up here. XL Daily. XL Daily knows. XL Daily was heads down, tails up over in Wongas though, weren't you? Bro, what a dump, eh? Honestly. And it's only because there's nothing going on there. Like, they're right by the ocean. I'm pretty sure that they've got docks there too. And typically speaking, wherever there's docks and ocean, there's a potential for, there's generally money. But it's like, they must have stuffed something up. Look, we're going to die. They must have stuffed something up down there, bro. Because there ain't no money there, bro. Like, what are you going to do for work there? A couple meat processing plants. Like, there's nothing there, bro. There's nothing there except for trouble. Broke people in trouble. Coins back then were like stones. Hard to come by, bro. I was telling my son the other day that when I was a little girl, when I was growing up, you used to buy a lolly for 1 cent. So when you go to the local corner shop, for one, you used to get 100 lollies for $1. He was like, what? Now $1 buys you the plastic bag that it's in. Oh no, those vamps. Look at the vamps. What's going on? What is going on? That almost took me, fam. Yeah, we got spanked in this one, eh? This is actually not much better than my tier 16 run. Look at those rays are smashing me. And its wings. And its wings. What did my demon mode go off? Does the demon mode just not want to go off? Does second wind go off before demon mode? Does second wind really go off before demon mode? Surely gonna get a death defy. No death defy. Wow. It's overs. It's over rovers. Gentlemen, that's all she wrote. At least we know what we need to work on, or at least some of the stuff we need to work on. Right, here it is. Here comes the boss. Here comes the boss. I need to do something about the perks too, because... Oh no, I got some orbs. What else did we get? What are we missing? Are we missing anything? Look at that. Auto demon mode, boys. We did it. We did it. Well done. Super kickback mode now. It's going to be absolutely luscious for Tawny. Auto Demonux. Bro, remember you could take $20 to the movies and get in a combo in Time Zone. Money after. I remember when you used to judge a good meal by 10 or 20 bucks. Sup man, the new mechanic is kind of crazy. Disco Fever. Up to 5x on coins is huge, bro. Yoked. Absolutely yoked. I can't believe it. I can't believe Uncle Fuds was this nice to us. Alright, so we got 346 damage. Damage. Okay. So I think I've got all the damage. I think I've got all the perks. That one, speed, health, bonus. And I didn't respec, so this is kind of like how it's looking. Missing bounce shots. Missing bounce shot range. I could purchase it, but I've only got $185. What's that gonna buy? Knock! So I'm wondering if it's one of the ones that, like, you do a respec, suss out your build, do a respec. Like, I'm sure we'll all fine-tune it, and it'll be like, oh, okay, let's do a disco run. Like a yoked as milestone run. I'm surprised how much we're struggling to kill anything. I think this will be good to do a disco run before Tawny. Something like that. We'll figure something out. Oh, bro, did you get the auto demon mode? I did, bro. I actually got keys. I got 12th. Which I was absolutely wrapped with. Absolutely wrapped. Cannot complain. That's how it wins. Second win, demon mode. Then nuke. Nuke last. I suppose if it's all automated, it doesn't really matter what goes off first, eh? Or last, or whatever. Like, you just gotta get it all anyway. Oh, look at that. Death Defy. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Death Defy. So if I get to wave 3000, is that a 3x multiplier? Is this what we're dealing with? Is this what we're dealing with, guys? What is going on? You picked the perfect time to focus on Econ. I definitely needed Econ. I'm a brokey. Can't afford nothing. Can't even afford to level up my modules. Anorna, what's good? Does demon mode activate during intro sprint? It does. It does. But it cancels your intro sprint. Which is real annoying. It's how many waves until it recharges. Should be able to tell. 200 waves. And 300 for the second wind. The second wind recharge every 400 waves. I thought it recharged every 300. The nuke activating after demo mode is not good. Nuke doesn't end intro sprint. I think because people were cheesing it, eh? So it probably makes sense to have demon mode go after. Yeah, people were being super cheesy with milestones. By just like spamming it for RNG. And then clicking demon mode and getting the 300 seconds but riding out the intro sprint, and it was like super cringe. And it was like definitely going to get a nerf, and everybody knew it was going to. But yeah, it would make sense nuke going first. Just so it doesn't cancel the intro sprint so fast. And then if you got the nuke mastery, things hit you slower. I guess you don't have the time ending the intro sprint when the second one goes off because the demon mode is now auto. How good, bro. It's actually... So I actually haven't even done a run yet with it on auto. I started one. So I unlocked it, like, I got to my car, boom, collect your rewards, cancelled my 20 run, unlocked the auto demon, and then started it, got home, and then was like, you know what, I'm just going to start a disco run. Because why not? Because it's the new shiny thing. Who cares about the cells? Who cares about ruining the farm run? Let's just have some fun. And then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be staring at this, learning, picking up pointers as I see how the run's going, then I might as well just bloody stream it. Any good perks? Nyat. I haven't even had a shower from work. It's just straight to tower. So 2,500 waves. Is that a 2.5x multiplier? Bro, those vampires are so cringy. I'm still at work. Let's go, bro. Priorities. One of those ones where the boss says, bro, is that your third shit today? Because you're in the toilet doing disco runs. You're just spamming disco runs, eh? Alright, 133N. This typically isn't too much of a problem for us at this level of health. So I'm wondering what's the problem here. Like, even though the level skips are disabled, that level of health typically isn't much of a problem. So I'm wondering what's different with this. What is different with this, my friends? Oh, Toda just got back from the gym. I did watch, what's his name? Greeny's. I did watch Greeny's video on stream before. Shout out to Greeny. Greeny's always got us. Greeny's always got our back. It's always coming with that fire. I don't think he also knows what's coming up in the updates either. I don't think he's a part of the beta testing in that. Which people like that, like, if you ever jump in the VC with like Greeny and Crowbar and that, they got a real good attention to detail there. And like heaps of stuff they've learnt because they own it, unlocked it, you know, whatever. But they have a real good attention to detail when it comes to like specific strats and figuring things out and all that sort of stuff. Definitely a wealth of knowledge. Did you apply for the partner? Yeah, I did. I think. I did. Yep. I did. Let's see if Uncle Fuds has got us. And then hopefully if we get a partnership, and depending on what they decide to do and how it works, we'll be able to do some giveaways, guys. Some giveaways. Because I think they might be adding more people to the Tower content creator group, and then also changing how they do the content group. Because I think at the moment they just pay raw money, like a percentage of the money. So it'd just be interesting to see what they change for it. They'll probably change it, like get some currency or something like that. You should be rewarded with code 420 since you're all clouded. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't smoked up in ages. Well, actually that is a lie. I did it at my bro's birthday, but I mean as far as wanting to and getting harassed into it from my mates, a real long time. I smoked the majority of my life. Like, I think I was 11 when I had my first, what do they call it? Electric lettuce. Is that what we call it? What's the way to say it where you're not going to get yourself in trouble? Nova, what's good? Nova, what's good? How you finding the update, bro? You loving it? Are you loving it, guys? Have you found a home for all those stones yet? Not gonna lie, if I had all those stones, bro, they would be like burning a hole in my pocket. I'd probably do something dumb like save, and then like randomly wake up one morning and go, ah! Like retail therapy. Doing the runs now for the boost. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Not yet. Haven't found a home for them yet. Where's the oyster, fam? There's so many neat things you can get. I actually thought we were going to die. We were almost dead at one stage there. I have no idea what's happened. So do I have to get it to wave 3000? Is this what we're... for 3x, and then I have to work out what is the best farming tier? I can't believe 5x is the max. That's crazy. That's beyond crazy. That's something else. I suppose one thing we have to factor in again is the cells for whatever tier. So find that happy medium between the farming tier and then like cells and stuff. I definitely don't think we're in a position to get wave 5000 on tier 15. I mean, we might get higher with a respec, but you guys know what I mean. But if we go back to tier 15 farming, this is going to be so much easier for us. Like as far as consistency, and then we'll just adjust the build. Oh man, free econ. Is Uncle Fudd's gonna nerf it? He's not gonna nerf it for us, is he? They're gonna let us keep it. Bro, imagine if they took it away. They're like, hey, look guys, we've had a change of heart. We're not going to give you up to a 5x multiplier. We're going to give you up to a 2x multiplier. Everybody be... No! Like, how many people were mad when they made the changes to OA? Bro, people were being crybabies, bro. They're like, how dare you? I just maxed out the armor assist. Ah, yeah. My friend got 5k waves on one tier below his farming tier, 3700 on his farming tier, and his lower tier has a higher coin multiplier now. Yeah, somebody else was talking about it. Who was it? Who was it? Which one of you heathens? I think it was Burn. The farms tier 18 has gone to tier 17, and his tier 16 has a higher coin multiplier. But he's settled for 17 because it's that happy medium between a nice econ boost and more cells. You know, to keep the labs up. Keep the labs cooking. I can't wait. What I can't wait to see is a whole bunch of people's progress update videos. Once everybody goes live and see what they've done and stuff that they've learned. I think it's going to be super cool. The old disco runs, guys. Disco runs. What's everybody calling it? I just thought disco makes kind of sense. Disso? Dis runs? Yo, Clouded, how goes the disco run? Zorg, my man. good, bro. I doubled my coins today. I did a quick little young one in tier 16 before I started my day farming. And, yeah, really well. Doubled my income. I think everybody's having similar or greater experiences. I think everybody's happy. Because there's just like a big bucket list that I think everybody has and stuff that they need to get and work on. And I think it just gives everybody that nice little nudge. The dis runs. Yeah, I think everybody's happy. Everybody's loving it. Which is really cool, man. It's really cool. I think the devs will be happy with it. You know, because they'll have Sam scanning all the Reddit and scanning all the things. Getting the feel of the temperature. Getting a feel of the temperature in the room. See how everybody's feeling. Are they loving the update? Uncle Fudd's loving it. I can start to afford stuff. I tell you what I have discovered lately. And it's Untower related. But if you're a regular, bro, I'm sure there's another Ratatouille. Oh, what's his name? Is it Ratatouille?
It's Remy.
Eh?
Remy.
Oh, Ratatouille's the movie, eh?
Yes.
Remy. I'm sure I discovered another Remy floating around the premises. The grubby little hua. Could like hear something, eh? It's like, what is that? What is that? Throw something at the roof, eh? And it's like, oh, guys, Remy the Ratatouille's back. I've been just doing my eco runs until right now. Let's go, bro. How did you get on? What have you learned? What can you teach me, my friends? Help me. Help me. I want the ultimate weapon damage one, but bro, it's a little bit hard for me, eh? And my weak little tower. I seen the ultimate weapon disco runs is super strong because it double dips the spotlight bonus. I heard that. That's wild, eh? That's wild. Time to get spotlight. Junior Wong says, I'm generally farming tier 11 to wave 7,000 and tier 10 overnights to wave 9k. But tier 11's better econ and sells. Interested to see the difference in the disco runs for each 100%. I think one of my friends went from tier 11 to tier 10 just because he got a real good boost in econ. 22 arms, 22-inch arms, Remy is back. Bro, and maybe it's the spawn. I couldn't believe it, eh? I was like, are you kidding me? Remy is back, bro. 22-inch arms, mohawk, the size of a German Shepherd. Gemrush labs to at least lab 10, so you get the 5% bonus. Oh yeah, it goes up in a 0.5 increment. That makes sense. And just low tier runs for profit. 5%. So if you alright, let me get this. Let me get on the same page. How much does that cost? How much does the 10th level lab cost? Ultimate weapon is super hard, 0 damage, need to do an EHP or something. That's what I was thinking. I think that's actually what I tried. Or did I try it? I can't remember. I think I attempted to try it and I was just like, what the hell is going on with this? And I was a little bit lost for words. I was just like, damn, I don't even know what to do here. Let's just give that a skip. Robin says I went from... Whoa, 55,000. Bro, how do you have 55,000 to begin with? To 121,000 coin bonus. for doing tier 1 to 5k waves. What? Do you know what it says? I can't even unlock tier 16. I think tier 16 is where you get those chain lightning labs. So it's definitely what you want to work towards. Really good for helping you with scatters. I think if you're farming around that, like the numbers that you said, tier 11, 7,000, tier 10, 9,000, I'm assuming what's killing you is all the scatters building up on your wall. So in that case, somehow you want to work towards getting that tier 16 because it's really helpful. And I think you just recently unlocked chain lightning, was it? It's definitely will make scatters not a problem for you. Your chain lightning will just melt them. For example, I farmed tier 18 and my coin bonus was at 10k. Bonus, doing 3 of my echo runs in utility, brought it up to 16k. Wow. Currently at 4.6 thousand waves on tier 11. Let's go. You've been full pumping into chain lightning since I got it. Quant 3 up in the damage and the chance. 100% bro. Stuck in plat. Means no stones. Yeah, the stones to get for champs is it's a really, I felt like it was a noticeable improvement over plat. Now as far as where the benchmark is for champs, it's been so long, but there's that many people in champs that have made their, that are from high champs where they've had brackets where they've gotten into legends, that the goalposts is just a massive congestion point in the game. That they really need to, the devs really need to do something about making tournaments shorter and harder, and you know, it's all well and good, but the bottleneck is what they need to solve, and making the tournaments harder is not solving the bottleneck. The bottleneck is a massive influx of the population in the game coming in a whole congested window, and everybody clawing and nipping at each other's heels for a position. That's really what they need to solve. How do you solve it? I mean, I don't know. Release new tiers, do this, do that, make things global to take away the RNG of the bracket. I don't know. Whatever it is. But Uncle Fuzz makes $6 million a month. He gets paid to figure these things out. And surely he can come up with something. There's enough smart cookies at Tech Tree Games that they'll be able to figure something out. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Because I know exactly how frustrating the yo-yoing or being cock-blocked into, you know, move up to something just based on how many people can outspin you or are willing to outspin you versus the position that you're in. So I definitely feel for everybody that have their own specific goals, but you know, hopefully they come up with something. I'm assuming I could get 5,000 on tier 18. My coin bonus will be 60,000. At the moment, at least 500 ways to stay in champs. I've seen similar things. It sounds about right. I've seen similar things. And also, it's not addressing tournaments again, by the way, is a serious problem. I think it, I'm hoping in further updates they do something. I'm hoping they do something. Just for the overall health of the game. Like, the big dogs have had a long enough time to eat up the keys. They've had a long enough time to play on keys. You got this whole swath of the population in champs. That their accounts keep further progressing and they keep moving up in tiers, and the higher in the tiers you go, the more you need auto restart. Otherwise, you're stuck in a position of shitting in your hands and clapping. There's only so many times you shit in your hands and clap before, I don't know, somebody says you smell like shit. And yeah. I mean, I bounced in and out of Legends for, what was it? 10 months, 11 months, every week. In, out, in, out, in, out, every single fucking week. To the point where I was so happy for a Legends run just so that I could, what do you call it? Just so I could have a shorter run, because I was doing thousands on thousands of waves in champs. Like, I think like the stage when I was in champs, I was like getting to like 3,000 waves, and it was just. But I remember one time I had someone close to me pass away, and I just set up the tournament and just left it. And just came back and it was still alive. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? And then they made some changes to shorten it, and all of that's helpful in that, but it doesn't really address the underlying problem. And I think like the only thing is yeah, of course there's player power and the keys in that, but I think it's the quality of life, that it has no business being locked behind keys. So it's either you give people the opportunity to acquire that currency, or I don't know, man. I don't know. How do you do it without upsetting people? How do you do it without upsetting people that have spent 10, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 on the game? How do you do it without pissing them off? Not too sure. Not too sure, fam. Ryan! Bro, where have you been, bro? About time you stop in and say hello. It's either stop shitting first or stop clapping. That's it. You have to make a decision. Should I never shit again in my life? Or should I stop clapping it in my face? Joke's on you. I love shitting in my hands and clapping. It's my favourite pastime activity. It's actually what I wanted to do, Uncle Fuds. Uncle Fuds is actually what I want. I actually love shitting in my hands and clapping. Alright, in the D is danger territory for me. So this is probably going to wrap up sometime soon. Shorter runs are cool. Having zero progress in 20s is not. Yeah. For sure. It's been a while. Life's been really hectic these past few months. Yeah, bro. I think it's the same for everybody, eh? Everybody's on the grind. It's like sometimes I wish they just put boots on the ground in Iran so we can all go and have a break. Clouded, my chain lightning's at 12.5%. Should I keep upping the damage? Damage is at 30. I think people recommend, like, as a good starter level for investment in chain lightning, like, I think 11 or 12% chance. I think like 3 quant and I want to say 100 damage is like super cheap investment where it's not going to hurt too much. But also something where it can help you. I think a lot of it though, a lot of it depends on what sort of build you want to lean into. Like what your kind of goals is and what your kind of playstyle is. Like a common path that was historically taken from the forefathers before us that conquered the barren land of the tower is they would do something along the lines of a blender, then they'd move to Devo, and then I think move to Orbliss, and then from Orbliss transition to like some sort of hybrid and then transition to some sort of glass cannon. I think that was like the historic meta path. But I think since those days, there's a lot more tools. What you kind of don't want to find yourself in the position of is buying tools that you won't really use. And I know that's a lot easier said than done when you're looking for the answer into how do I scale up my build. But it's kind of a decision that you have to make right around the window where you are. Like, you want to get into champs. You know, what do I want to... You know, do I just want to keep playing Blender? I don't want to do these fancy builds and all these sort of things. Like, when you swap to Orbless, it makes the transition to Glass Cannon so much easier because you're going down the route where econ is money. But there's also other people that go down the route where EHP equals money. So, like, with stones in such short supply being, I wouldn't say hard locked in platinum, but finding the next breakpoint to get you into champs. Deciding which path you want to take and then kind of sticking to it would probably be the first thing in looking at, should I invest X amount into, let's say, Chain Lightning, for example. Another example might be Chronofield. It's an expensive tool to get online, and there's only a point getting it online if you're intending in the earlier stage to lean more towards damage. And then I think it gets a break point in the game where everybody benefits on it, whether you specialize in damage or EHP. Now, I know that there's like zero answer in what I just said, but from a theory crafting point of view, and when you're thinking about the scarcity of resources, that's probably a decision that you should think of first. Like, my first decision when I played this game was damage. It's like, I want to eventually become a damage build. So, stuff that I was doing along the way, I kept that in the back of my mind. I don't want to put stones into EHP, because that's not what I want to play. Now, things are spicing up a bit where EHP helps, but going to Glass Cannon was a lot easier for me because I followed that path. And currently as it stands, and I know a lot of people disagree, I feel like it is the most stone efficient path. Now, people will say it's the opposite. Oh, Glass Cannon's not the most stone efficient. You know, yeah, it's not up to a certain point. Up to a certain point, it's not. Like the 25, 30,000 stone mark, it's not the most efficient. But then once you get past that, the break point and the world's your oyster. Is so many multipliers, and then you can come back. But I don't know, man. Yeah, kind of, and then another thing that I suppose we got to take into account is your module RNG. How's your module RNG? I know people that want to go the EHP route, and they just literally get given all the damage modules to Ancestral that you could ask for, and it's just like, oh well, looks like I'm going hybrid / damage, and then vice versa. So there's that's probably the biggest RNG component in it, and then the rest is kind of up to you and what you want to do. I think the smartest way, I don't know if there's so many different things now than when I was at that point, that probably, you know, doing some level of hybrid can help. You kind of want to, what's the saying? Master in nothing, specialize in... What's that one? You guys know the saying. Master of 100 things, master in none, or what? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. But, yeah, it's a little bit of a... It's a little bit of a choice that you have to make, especially with stones. Mr. Boom Boom himself didn't make it, lads. 4,670. That's pretty damn close. Multiply from 560 to 2,580. Wow. Ryan, can we get confirmed? Does Antbot Plus spawn more missiles or just increase quantity? If it spawns more, then the Mega Boom Boom. It kind of looks the same. Chain Lightning is my 5th ultimate weapon and Chronofield was my 1st. Damn, what was the other choices outside of Chronofield? Made the mistake of investing so much into Chronofield. It will help you later on down the track. That's probably one peace of mind, but I can understand. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. Not gonna lie, Chain Lightning was the only reason why I made the top 4 in Plat and to begin with, and had some damage to make it a little bit further. Having damage definitely helps supplement like with EHP. Like when you're doing like an EHP build, having some damage so your thorns have to put in less work. Definitely helpful. Well, that's what I found. That's what I found. What modules are you using for this kind of run? I just slapped a bunch of things together. This is kind of what I'm working with at the moment. This is doing nothing with my $100. Jack of all trades, that's it. That's it. Master Wong. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what I was trying to say. Jack of all trades, master of none. Cloud of all trades. Good at everything, shit at all. Yeah, bro. That's kind of what I'm getting to. Like, if you spread yourself thin, it's just like life. If you spread yourself thin across too many things, if you're at work and there's too many things to fix and there's too many projects and you spread yourself thin, you're only putting a few percent into everything. You know, you might set yourself up for a bit of disappointment, but if you channel into something specific, and you don't have to go all cards in, you don't have to go and sign your life away to a specific thing and not be malleable and ready to switch things up at you know, as far as optimizing. But yeah, if you spread yourself thin, you pretty much become the master of none. So I kind of went HP, hybrid, glass cannon, and then now I'm going back to hybrid. So I'm getting to the stage where it's like, alright, cool, let's start introducing some EHP. And however that looks, I'm not trying to speak as if I'm the master or anything. I'm just sharing my own experience. My first ultimate weapon, CF, Inner Landmine, and Smart Missile. I think my first one was Chain Lightning, Golden Tower, Spotlight. Something else. I can't remember. I know those were my first ones. My sixth Robin, too late, I'm already sold. And sold my soul to Fuds. Uncle Fuds appreciates the donation of your soul. I like how Starting Cash Lab actually has some use now. You can get 3x tower damage boost with it. Oh bro, I've got it in. Straight up, look. Specifically for this reason. Because the first run that I did this morning, I had RB on. Fully didn't think about package chance. So it just did nothing. I did another one with G-Comp after work. Forgot about package chance. And that's the best part about this. Just learn away. Learn away, gentlemen. Learn away. You should stop with it now. Starting Cash doesn't push it to 4 digits, does it? Or doesn't it? Does it do anything? Oh, it doesn't push into 4 digits. What does it cap out at? Do some quick math. It's only $5 at a time. You're right. It caps out at $500, eh? Shit. Okay. Well, look, that's why I wanted to do this on stream. You guys can be my gurus. Is that worth anything? What else can we put in there? Just put anything in there, eh? Who cares? I don't really have anything as a priority at the moment. So are they stopping with the fast ultimate carry-on? Have they had enough of that? Has Uncle Fudd's had enough of that? Work on damage or ultimate weapon. I just put it in, eh? 20 levels. Whoa, that's gonna get rippy fast. On damage or ultimate weapon disco. Bro, I can't even do those ultimate weapon runs. Bro, that is way too intense. Like straight up. You may not do them right now, but when you do, there'll be a big boost. No, they're insanely long labs. Are they? Oh, I suppose like as the percents go on. Okay, so, hey, I died. 2.67, 3,000 waves. Alright, so if we jump back into our farm, this, let's see what gives us the better multiplier. Summon John. Cards. This. This one? Had to roll this too to get the Death-defy in that. Needed it, fam. Alright, moment of truth. Tier 15. 8,300. Whoa! Let's go, boys! Let's go! So is it tier 15 farm now? 8,300. Damn. So if we got tier 14 and we got that at a huge number. So what did I get in the first run? Just under 2. I got... How do I tell? How do we tell this, boys? Oh, there. Look, here we go, boys. Here we go. 2,200, 3,000. So I might get like 3,500? What's that? Eco boost. What's that? Boost only. Eco only. Ah. Ah. Okie dokie. So tier 15 it is it? Oh. Gotta do my locks. Lock Z-Work shop, boys. Lock that. That's a lovely little boost, boys. So you don't get the 4x bonus. This is about project funding. Effectively, I only get it to 100 then stop. Bro, you're the man, bro. You're the man for teaching me that. May not do them right away, but that'll be a big boost. Okay, okay, let's do that. So what did we say? Go for the damage and the ultimate weapon first. Get rid of that. We'll swap it to... Or am I supposed to do all of them? Wow, I suppose we're going to be rich now. We're going to be rich, boys. We're going to be rich. Take that out. What did you say? What did he say? Ultimate weapon. Get rid of cash. Attack? Because who needs defense, eh? nah, just a little poke at, the chubby boys. Let's switch this up. Well, when does the heat kick in this? 11,000. I can't even survive to 11,000. Alright, boys. New farming tier at the moment. So I think the next thing I need to try is tier, 14? And make some coin and pump it into my workshop. Is this set up right? I knew that was set up wrong. And then somehow we need to figure out how to get ourselves up for the cells that we're about to lose. And set our build up properly so that we can actually survive. They're insanely long labs. You can do tier 1 ultimate weapon disco for sure. It's easy with EHP runs. Okay. Right, so we need a... Bro, I'm not going to lie. I tried one of the other tiers with EHP and I got absolutely ruined. But it makes sense. Just boost through a bunch of tiers with the damage or the ultimate weapon. Do a full like EHP kind of setup. Like make some coins in here. Pump up my EHP enhancements and my workshop. And then go back and do the ultimate weapon down. And the damage down. And spam those. And we got to do this on Friday night and Saturday morning before tourney. And just spam a bunch of shit. You could do tier 1. Oh, you might get a lot more from tier 14. Stat requirements are a lot lower there. That's what I was thinking. Bro, we might even get that to like 10,000 in tier 14. I think tier 14 probably makes the most sense. Where was I? What were we looking at? Oh, I can't even see it from here. And then drop down to tier 14. Pump up the stats. Figure it out. And then find a home base there. Go back. Do some lower tiers. Get some bonuses. And then start again. And then work our way back up in the tiers. With all the new wealth that we've discovered, gentlemen. So that's 8,000. And the tier 16 was, what was it? 7,000? About 7,000? You should lab disco ultimate weapon, attack and utility. They're fairly cheap early on and getting them to at least 10 is worth. Are we just gonna be so rich? Are we gonna be like a Russian oligarch with all the econ we're about to get? Oh, Ryan, what's your multiplier now? My tier 19 multiplier is higher than my tier 20 at the moment. Maybe tier 18 is even better. We shall see. I mean, what I might do so I don't put everybody through it is I might do it off stream and then see what it's at. Just while I'm chilling, have tea, be a grown up, and then see where we're at, and then pick one of the tiers to farm. So I feel like the tier 15 is definitely better than the multiplier is definitely better than the 16 for me. And we're probably already pushing the bar, farming tier 16. This is my highest coin multiplier. Well, that's just by brute force, trying to force my way into that tier. So I think we might be, with the help of you gentlemen, I think we might be onto something here, lads. Might be onto something. And then we double back, we get the other tiers, we get some power. We go to 20. We do 1,000 waves, get no keys. Now we do 1,000 waves, get demoted, have a cry, unlock nothing, turn up next week, do the same thing again, rinse and repeat. It sounds like the plan, gentlemen. Oh, and I didn't even think that you can actually get more range, fam. How many more clicks can you get? Does anybody know how many more clicks? Just shy of 100,000. Bro, 100,000. Ah, what a nerd, eh? 100,000 bonus. Wow. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do my perks. So, what I'm going to do, gentlemen, 3 more clicks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to set my perks up. I'm actually going to do a tier 14 off stream. And I'll catch up with you guys maybe tomorrow. We might do this again tomorrow. And have a little bit of a play with each other, boys. We'll play with each other. Alright, gentlemen. Honestly, you guys are absolutely awesome. Sounds like the community is happy with their newfound wealth. So, look, guys. Let's do this again. So, if you like what you see, you know the drill, fam. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you can see when the next video is coming out on the Disco Runs, the boys. And as always, keep it cloudy, fam.